Hi, Nanda.
Hi, Mr. Sam.
Cool. Thanks for joining. A little bit of a delay, but it does happen sometimes that we miss the mark. I hope we haven't missed it that much.
Uh, it's understandable, sir. It's understandable.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. How is the connection? Is it loud and clear on your
Yes,
side?
yes, it's loud and clear.
Beautiful, beautiful. I hope the listeners will also hear us very well. So it's a chilled time you and I we're going to have. So let's allow some of them to grab a cup of coffee. The beautiful thing about the platform is once we go up on air, it it announces itself to whoever is connected with us. So
Oh, okay.
it's the beauty about it. How have you been
Hi,
so
I'm
far?
okay. I'm just nervous, but I'm okay.
We're gonna have a conversation. It's not an interview. It's not a test. It's really getting to know you better, where you come from, what brought you to where you are now, and what you think there is to share with our people out there who wants to learn from us. Right?
Yes, sir.
How is the weather in the Val?
It was raining earlier on, so it's kind of cloudy right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Val is a place that tends to have a lot of rain.
Yes, it says in
Historic.
yes. Yes.
Mm, mm. Beautiful. Let's check in. Uh, I'm gonna start very slow to say, share with us what is preoccupying your mind right now. How is the body and how is the soul? Have you been working or you took off just to be ready for us? Yeah. How was your day?
My day went well. Um, Even though I was at work, but then everything went well. I just got home now around 4:30 to prepare for the show.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's start very slow, Nonto, just by sharing with listeners about yourself. I don't want us to rush into talking professional stuff yet. Maybe just tell us a little bit about your upbringing. Where did you grow up? What did you grow up doing? How many siblings do you have? How is the household? How was it growing up in that household in that part of the world? Perhaps let's just start. Who is Nondo?
Um, Nontobeko was born and raised in Soweto, Protea Clan Extension 12.
Mm,
I am the firstborn daughter of Sibongile Zondi and the late Zakaria Zwane. I
mm,
grew up alongside my only sister, Lungile Zondi, in a household shaped by love, unity, and the resilience of a single parent. My mother, a prayer warrior, worked long hours to ensure our survival,
mm.
instilling in us the values of hard work and perseverance.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
yes, and
she played the role of a father and mother because you lost your dad very early in your life.
yes, she played that role because we lost our father when I was 3 and my younger sister was 2 years old.
Mm, mm. So
Yeah.
you
So
say you're the firstborn.
yes, I am the firstborn and she's the last one.
Wow. And what was it like growing up in the household?
We grew up in a very loving and household that pushed unity amongst ourselves. Even my mom had her wish, her wishes for us as daughters. Mainly, she wanted us to pursue education, hoping
Mm,
that one day one of us would become a teacher or a nurse. And in that spirit, my sister, Lungile, has become a paramedic. So I'll say she is in the medical field. And I have found my calling as a communications officer within the higher education sector, even though I'm not yet a teacher. But I think I'm still within the area that she wished to have a teacher within the household and a nurse or somebody in the medical field in the
mm.
household. Yes.
Beautiful. Great. You are listening to Nontobeko Moimane, who is the communications officer at the WIL University of Technology and the graduate of work integrated learning programs of the university. This is our WIL University student academic development support and work integrated learning show live here at Comeza. This show happens once a month. We happen to have it on the last Wednesday of the month. This particular one is happening today because last month it was Heritage Month and Heritage Week. We decided not to have it then and to move it over to today. The objective of this conversation is to inspire those who are intending to join university, any university or WIL University in particular, and follow the path of work integrated learning as a bridge that connects the world of work and the academic world. I hope that speaks to you, Nonto, when as you reflect the transition you have had to make from the high school to university, and then of course from the university into the work that you do now. If I'm listening to you and I'm a student and I'm wanting to understand what work integrated learning is, how will you position that?
Um, According to my understanding, I'll say work integrated learning is whereby you get an opportunity to take the knowledge or the theoretical knowledge that you have into the practicality or into the practice of the work environment. You are now taking all the theory, you are now putting it in practice. That's what I understand work integrated learning is, for you to develop and gain more experience of what is required in the workplace.
Mm. And it is
Yeah.
not really a common thing. Not all the universities practice work integrated learning. And I guess Valley University is one of those that actually has advanced it over many years. Uh, why do you think it's necessary for a university like Valley University of Technology to have a program like this for the students to transition through it into the world of work?
Um, I can say that. Excuse me, I'm fluish.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes. I'll say that will is important in an institution because it takes the practical application
Yeah.
of what of what you've learned to knowledge. So it allows students to apply theoretical knowledge in real world settings. Um,
Mm,
it develops their skills. So will facilitates the development of both technical and soft skills for students. It gives them the industry exposure. It gives them networking opportunities. It increases their employability. Um, it gives them personal and professional growth. It makes them to reflect and have that career clarity of what they want to do in life.
mm, mm.
Yes.
And for you, I can imagine you arriving at the university, you were probably more interested in just getting your degree or your diploma. But then somebody had to convince you that this is the path that we follow. Um, when you were asked to come for interviews for the will, and they were introducing it to you, did you not find it to be adding more pressure to your studies? What made you to say yes, I'm going to do it? Was it something that you had no choice, or you had a choice to decide?
Okay, so I studied public relations management. So within the coursework, on your third year, it is a requirement that you do your work integrated learning for 6 months.
Mm.
So I knew that even if I can complete all my modules, I will still be left with the work integrated learning, which I need to do before I say I am graduating or I've
So
got that
your
certificate.
degree required, your diploma required that you have to do will, otherwise you
Yes,
wouldn't graduate.
yes. It
Mm.
required you to do work integrated learning.
Yeah, yeah. And did you intend to do your work integrated learning within the university itself, or was it just because the space was available that you ended up doing it within the university?
Okay, with me, I won't lie, I didn't just sit around and say it will just come to me. I was applying externally in different companies, but then one Good Friday, I just received a call that VUT, I've got an interview. I have to come through for an interview for my work integrated learning. And I just grabbed the opportunity with both hands and came through, and I made it through to be part of the corporate affairs department under communications department to do my work integrated learning with them.
Mm, mm. And did they treat you as a student, or did they treat you like any other employee when you were in the department?
They took me as a student that requires exposure within the workplace.
Yeah.
So when I was in, I was able to say, as a student, then they'll be like, yes, you are a student, but now you are also working. So
Mm,
try to understand that you are now moving to another direction. We are now preparing you for work environment. So this is an opportunity to say, yes, you're a student, but now you are moving to becoming a
mm.
worker or an employee.
Yeah. But
Yes.
you had obviously your own theories that you wanted to test from your
Oh,
books.
oh yes, of course. Of course, as a student, you it's not easy to just say I'm now working, but you have to just do it when you get there. You need to put your mind to it, and you just move with the flow. Especially if you've got mentors and supervisors, while you are also having the eagerness and the willingness to learn. Everything just moves smoothly.
Yeah. You have to have a very progressive mentors to be able to be given the space to make errors, to be inquisitive, and balance work and studies. So describe to us the kind of mentors you have. What kind of people were they?
You. Um, I got two mentors, Kanyisa Peter and Naidu. Um, I'll say Kanyisa Peter was, a sister, more of a sister working relationship. So I could understand that, okay, there'll be playful times but then there's work required. Then with Anne Naidu, I used to call her Mama Anne.
Mm,
You even if you have to play, you need to remember that, "Ish, I'm at work and she wants this and this has to happen." She had that figure of saying, I'm a mother, I am strict. We have to do this, and you need to learn for us to go forward. So
yeah.
I had very interesting mentors and having colleagues even outside corporate communications that were also shaping me to be where I am today really assisted within the department.
Yeah. And often when we are arriving at the world of work, we become too much centered around the job we do and we forget to look at the bigger space. So, if you were to reflect now on the kind of department you were in, how will you describe that? It was a corporate affairs department. I think you call it advancement. What do
Yes,
you call it?
yes, now we call it advancement. Then it was corporate affairs.
Yeah. For somebody who has never been in that setup, what is kind of a department is this? What do they do?
I'll say in a nutshell, we are a marketing and communications department because
Mm,
we have departments like public relations, we've got marketing and branding, we had stakeholder engagements, we've got alumni department, we've got student recruitment. So it's a big environment, and if you get in there as a WIL student, you've got all the areas to explore. If you are in communication, with me, I just had to work with everyone, even though I was placed within communication. But I told myself that I am working for the whole corporate affairs department, and I am
mm,
allowed to enter into this space and explore how marketing and branding works, explore
mm.
into public relations, how it works, explore events, explore alumni, how it works. So that really shaped where I am currently because I was all over the place. I made sure that I just run with what I'm given at that particular time.
Yeah. And they were giving you opportunity to not just to do what they've assigned to you, but to, as you said, explore to actually get to know all other areas of the work. Am I right? Were you the only
Yes.
student?
No, I was with a colleague, Millicent Siripe. We
Mm,
worked together within communications, but we are also working with the whole department as a whole. So we're just running around making sure that we understand all fields and all departments for us to understand the workplace that we are in, not only
mm,
corporate communication.
mm. Share with me the kind of projects that they will assign you as real, but also as part of your learning opportunity during your WIL program.
One, I'll say, as corporate communications, we are required to do a lot of writing to profile the institution.
Yeah.
Uh, we are required to write articles, interview guests, interview students, attend student events. So that opportunity made us to get out of that comfort zone of, if you are shy, you now have to say unlock that other part where you need to gain that confidence to say I can do it. So having to write articles, you need to be confident in doing so, even though yes, you make mistakes, we're human. But when you have to write, you put your emotions to it so that you make your reader understand what is required of you. And that shaped us to say, enjoy writing,
Mm,
explore writing, learn how to write, and all that led to one another. And here we are today, or here I am today, still writing,
mm,
still making sure that I am still even learning even now within the field, because communication, I'll say, it changes as time goes by.
mm, mm. And when you, I guess, WIL is part of your academic program. So
Yes.
during that time when you are in the real work environment, how is the interaction with your faculty?
Um, we had a WIL coordinator, Bongi Mkayani.
Yeah.
Even though she won't directly speak to us as students, she'll speak to our mentors and supervisors to find out how are they performing, how are they doing. It's part of
Mm,
her reporting, so that at the end of the work integrated learning, she now has an overall idea of what you were doing and how you were doing, besides you having to write a report at the end. But she now understands everything through the mentors and the supervisors. So she was interacting basically with the mentors and the supervisors to understand what we are really working on within the
mm,
department.
mm, mm. And how do you, the knowledge that you are capturing, how do you make sure that it stays with you? Do you have to write reports, or do you have to write tests, or how do they control your learning during that 6 months away from the faculty?
So we have we call it a logbook. You as a student, you received a logbook, and then there's an evaluation book for the supervisors and mentors. So the
Mm,
logbook, that's where you write everything that you do in a week.
mm,
You write all tasks that you find are relevant to your growth within the workplace. So you write everything. And then at the end of your work integrated learning, you need to produce a report
yeah.
of of everything that you've done, and you need to provide evidence of things that you had to do. And that should also speak to what the evaluation from the supervisors, so that it links. It shouldn't just be you running around and then there's nothing, doesn't talk to each other. It has to talk to each other at the end.
Were you
So we have
forewarned?
that.
Were you forewarned that you better keep record, or you just
Yes, we before you start, you get that logbook, so that you know what is required of you. It has all the details that you've got received a logbook. You're going to write a report at the end. This is what is required at the end of the work integrated learning. So you get all that information when you start. Once you've applied, once you've registered your work integrated learning.
mm, wow.
It's
But when you go on WIL, in many cases, you're not even sure of the career you are going to make, other than the fact that you have chosen this degree. Uh, you must have had an idea of the kind of job that this degree will land you into. Maybe share with us, what did you have in mind, and also what informed you to go for this kind of a diploma? I mean to say, I mean, you started with a diploma and then a degree. What sort of considerations did you have, or was it just luck? You were just choosing whatever.
okay. I can say that I got to know VUT through a friend,
Yeah,
Mampo,
yeah.
and and my my wish then was to become a journalist or a news anchor.
Mm,
So when I got to VAL, I went through their courses and saw public relations. Because now
mm,
at that time I didn't understand, if you want to do journalism, do they have a specific course for journalism, or it's another course called, there's a certain name for it. So when I got to VUT, I was able to go through public relations, and I saw there's media, there's marketing, there's public relations, there's communication. And I'm like, okay, me understanding journalism, it has communications. So they speak to each other. So I guess this is what I want to do. And it's
mm,
broad enough that I'll explore even other avenues within the public relations space other than journalism or news anchoring. But here I am. I will say I'm still doing journalism because I am writing and it's within communication. So I would say
mm,
public relation was broad enough for me to say it's easier for me to choose which career I'll focus on. Hence, I am
mm.
in communications today.
And you will advise anyone who wants to go into communication related careers to consider taking public relations as a direction of studies.
If there is no course that is just communications on its own and it's public relations and communications is there, you can go for public relations.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know that I think with other institutions, they've got a specific course on communications alone. So
Mm,
with VT, then we only had public relations management that offered communications.
mm, mm.
Yes.
I get a feeling that you didn't have to consult anybody at home as you were making these decisions. Was that easy? What did your mom say when you say, "Mom, this is what I'm doing"?
Well, I didn't consult. I just told her that I applied and got registered for public relations. And she was like, okay, what is public relations? I explained it to her and she was like, okay, are you happy with your decision? And I'm like, yes, I am happy. What are you going to do in future? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll still do the news if I get into the news space. It's part of that. So she understood and she was like, go for it. As long as you are happy with your decision and you know what you want to do, take your
Yeah.
course and just run. I want you to study.
So in a way, you were lucky that she didn't have to interfere too much in your decisions because you didn't have to worry about disappointing her. She had no expectations.
No, no, no. What the only thing that she was pushing was, I want you guys to be educated. I want you guys to study. More than anything, I want you guys to study so that you can be independent in the future.
Mm, mm.
Mm.
And how often are you back home and connect with the buddies that you went to the same schools with? And what do they say about where you are now, career-wise?
Okay. Well, I'll say, okay, back then, yes, I used to go home oftenly. Well, since I got married and I moved officially to the VAL, I'll say no. Now it's
Mm,
contact,
mm,
visits, and when I see them, they're happy for me, and we still communicate where we can. Nothing is stopping us. We still advise each other to say push. We have that thing of saying push, go forward.
mm.
We need more of us to make it
Yeah.
out there. As long as you've got the opportunity, just push and run with it.
Mm.
Mm.
Wow. We are talking to Nontobeko Moimane, who is the alumni of the VUT Work Integrated Learning, and currently she is the communications officer at the university itself. Continue her career there. Nondo, you must be one of the very lucky people that you study at the institution, you do the work integrated learning there, and then you become employed. And I'm sure you're studying further at the moment, and you probably will also become one day an academic there. What are the pros and cons of that type of approach? Well, maybe let's start with how wonderful it has been that you didn't have to go anywhere else to go to the next stages of your career development.
Okay, I think uh, me saying I'm lucky to do my work integrated learning and now working there. I think the most thing is resilience and willingness to learn that made me where I am. Uh,
Mm,
Being humble and showing the eagerness to understand communications or to understand more of the work you are given has given me that opportunity to say, Nontobeko, you are doing it.
mm,
Nontobeko, you are there, and you just need to prove yourself. You just need to work with your colleagues, have
mm,
that problem solving skills, have the communication skills, have the leadership skills, understand clients, understand what is required of you in the industry. So I think that has shaped me to be where I am. And with the work integrated learning and the transition towards where I am, it just gave me the skills and the knowledge to say within the work environment, as long as you understand that you're not alone, you are working with people, you'll go somewhere.
So the fact that you didn't have to go and do training, work into learning in a outside company, uh, you just continued in it must have benefited you because the environment was familiar for you.
The environment was familiar, and again, I didn't stop at me getting my national diploma. I was like, I'm within the institution. I want to learn more. And let me not just say I am working, let me work and study at the same time so that
Mm,
I will shape myself more and understand that what is required within the workplace, not only I'm just working. I now got my qualifications and that's it. So I took the decision to say, continue learning, uh, go back to class and gain more experience and understanding that you're now working, maybe whatever you're going to learn within the next degree is what is required within the workplace.
Mm. Do you think it would have been different had you gone to an outside company?
Not
Oh.
really. I think I have that vision of wanting to study. So even if I had gone to another company, I was going to go back anyway to do my degree, because I wanted to get another qualification even after the national
Yeah,
diploma.
yeah, yeah. But the model is you think is the same irrespective of where you apply it. The model of the work integrated learning.
Yes, it's the same, because the workbook, the logbooks, and the evaluations, they speak to, if you're getting any company that deals with public relations, it speaks to what is required from you at the end
Mm.
of the work integrated learning. So I'll say the work mode is similar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I get the sense that work integrated learning is actually almost like a learning process on top of a learning process, because you're doing a degree, but then you are also made to focus on learning something practical that is related to your degree. So it could be very scary for some people, I guess.
It is. At first it is, because now you asking yourself that I was doing the theory and I've done a lot. What is work integrated to what is work integrated learning going to do for me?
Yeah.
And when you get to
Except
the
that they
space,
except that they say you will not graduate until you have done it.
accept that, but when you get into the space, you're like, okay, there's a lot that I can learn here, because now I'm doing everything in a practical manner. I am writing the press releases. I didn't just learn about writing press releases. Now I have to write it and see that every detail that I know I am expected to do is there. So now you changing the mindset to saying, now it shows that I'm now being prepared for the work environment, and now is the time that I learn it now, so that even if I get in, I don't get surprises. I just
Mm.
work with the flow and just go with it.
Beautiful. I'm going to allow us to continue. We started a little bit late, so don't worry about that. We're hitting the top of the hour. I think we can continue into the next hour because we really have so much to cover. I really want us to benefit from your experience. How much of your success in the work integrated learning is dependent on your attitude, personality, behaviors, and interpersonal relationships?
I'll say a lot. Um, your attitude counts in a workplace, because now if you get in there with a bad attitude, or you think you know better, somehow you lack. And if you're not in the area of teamwork, having, because now with an attitude, somehow some people will end up having to boost as if they understand the workplace, not understanding that you are still in the work, in the learning process. So attitude, your work style counts. Your resilience, your eagerness to understand the workplace counts, and it gives you the knowledge and the opportunity to explore a lot within the work environment, because then you have so much, you'll have so much to learn. uh, Even the mentors and the supervisors that you are working with, they go an extra mile to say, this is what you want to know, this is how we
Mm.
do it. And by doing that, you are now giving them that assurance to say, I can do it. With your guidance and with your leadership, I can do it.
Mm, mm. How much of the way you show up has to do with the kind of high school that you come from?
I'm from. I attended school at Basa Tutorial Institute. A very strict school, a very strict school to an extent that back then, I don't know now because it's been a while, but back then, even ladies, you had to wear in a certain manner for you to come into the school. You didn't just come having a shirt outside your skirt and no, there was a certain manner that you're required. So discipline started from the school I attended to where I am, because now I understand the discipline, I understand time management, I understand the way to communicate. I now understand collaboration and the respect you need to have for the next person. I knew it from the school that I attended.
Mm. And this was in Soweto.
It was in Soweto. The primary was in Soweto, and high school was in Joburg.
Mm, mm. The reason why I'm asking this is because I mean, credit to Valley University of Technology to have identified the qualities in you and gave you the opportunity. But I don't think who you are only started when you arrive at VUT. So we need to give credit to all those people that played a role in your upbringing, from your mother to your teachers, and of course the community you come from. Now, when you mention the community of Soweto, the perception is that that's a wild west. What do you say to them?
um, I think people need to understand that the then Soweto that they are used to, or the then Soweto that used to be televised, is a total different world now.
Mm,
Where I come from is a community. It's I won't say it's a suburb. It's a mini suburb. It's a quiet area. It's not a busy area. Um, we it's a community that understands that we need to grow our kids here, and
yeah,
it's like they shared a vision to say my kids need to grow up in a controlled environment. So it's an environment that I am coming from. It was a controlled. Yes, we are kids, you want to explore and do all those things, but you were in a controlled environment. It was not easy for you to just do it because everyone is doing it, but you were controlled, and the discipline. Uh,
yeah,
we learned it from the community because you had to be disciplined, you had to respect the next person. You needed to understand that I am Nontobeko, but I am representing my home.
yeah,
So whatever I'm doing outside reflects on my mom, it reflects on my sister, the household that I come from. So you had to be controlled.
yeah. And
Yes.
in hindsight, as you reflect, you must be very proud that they gave you the qualities that is beneficial to your career progression now.
Yes, I am. I am very proud of the community where I come from. I am. I
Mm,
am looking at um some of the friends, or I'll say the associates, that are also making it out there in the industry, and I'm like, oh, we from that community, and we are making it.
yeah.
So being growing up there is a sign that no, if you guys are willing to do it, you can do it. Have one mindset, and you are going far as
Mm,
a community.
mm. And how much support you get from the department, the cooperative education department? I think they call it something else now. But the people that coordinate the whole program, together with the faculty, that's Dr. Eni Mletsani's division.
Mhm. Mhm.
How much role that support playing in your in your success during the will and now as an employee? I think now it's called cooperative education under the Center for Academic Development, right?
Yes, yes. Oh, okay. They played a huge role, because now me able to get the work integrated learning, it is through that
Mm,
department and my WIL coordinator. So
mm,
if there was not such a department, it was going to be difficult for a lot of students to be placed in companies. But
yeah.
now, because of that department, they played a role. Here we are today. We are able to reflect back and say, cooperative education assisted me to get my work integrated learning. Cooperative education ensure that I gain the experience so that I can graduate. I get the experience so that I can be knowledgeable of the career that I want to pursue. So I'll say they played a huge role
Mm,
to be
mm.
where I am.
Yeah,
And
and I guess
currently,
even though the corporate affairs department, which is advancement department now, and the cooperative education under the Center for Academic Development are belonging to the same organization, but there is still a relationship that needs to take place between the two of them to create spaces for people like yourself. So they also, I guess, influenced and supported you during your interviews and also when you are in the training there. And I'm just bringing this as an obvious point to say will in the universities just doesn't happen. There is a department that is dedicated, in this case, the cooperative education, specifically to make sure that this program, which is looks like non-academic, but is actually part of the academic because it's supposed to be academic, happens. So
yes,
you needed to prove yourself to them. Am I right?
yes, because you have to submit your CVs there. So they do the selection to say you can go and attend the interviews in this
Mm,
department. So they play a huge role, because even now I am currently having about 6 work integrated learning students within my department that we are
mm.
mentoring and coaching. So they played a huge role. They're playing a
Wow.
huge role in the industry.
You are replicating and multiplying yourself there.
We need to pass what we've learned to the next group.
Mm.
So we have to.
I
And we need to
liken
assist it.
mm. I liken this to an organization growing its own timber. Will you agree?
Oh yes, they are. They are growing their own timber, and I think doing that makes it easier for the learners, or I'll say the students that do well, to say we learn from such people. So the departments, when it grows their own timber, the branches are also saying we are learning more because of
Yeah. Mm. It's almost like the Valley University way of tasting their own products rather than just producing and selling their products to the market.
yes, yes, yeah.
I can imagine how beautiful it is for those students to be mentored by somebody like you who has gone through the same process.
Well, one thing that I am proud of is that some are already making it in the industry. So I think my expertise so far and the team that I'm working with in ensuring that we produce such students is really helping us a lot.
Mm,
And we are helping these students to make it in the world.
mm. So I'm sure some listeners are wondering, what does she do? Commercial communications officer. Share with us some aspects of your job description.
Uh, okay. As a communications officer at VUT, I deal with content creation. Um, I deal with website and digital coordination. I work with media relations and press releases, supporting all the communications initiatives that are, especially that are required by the head of the department. I attend events and cover news for reporting, for us profiling the institution, I work with the media database. I work with the mentoring and coaching of the students, work integrated students or internship students. I also work with social media. I ensure that we are out there on social media. I'm also doing the admin support for the whole of corporate communications within the institution.
That
So in a
sounds
nutshell,
great.
that's what I do. That's what
Sure.
I do.
And you have learned to multitask in all those within how many years have you been doing that?
I've been doing this for now 10 years because I started working there on contract in 2014 and in 2020 started on a permanent position as a communications officer. So I've been in that department for some time and been doing this job, multitasking and ensuring that the department is running smoothly through the line managers and supervision of the director or the executive director for
So, in
advice.
what way will you say you have grown professionally in this job?
I've grown massively, hey, because now this is where I'll say I've gained a lot of communication skills. I now understand time management. I've gained a skill of problem solving, a skill in team collaboration, um, client relations, leadership skills, uh, understanding what is required by clients, and make sure that you give them quality work at the end of everything, and ensure that the work that I do is something that speaks for itself and it should speak positively
Mm.
within the work environment.
Do you still have the mentors as you are now a permanent staff member?
Um, I have mentors because I still consult. I have my mentor as Bongim Kayani, who's a lecturer. I still consult with her. I've got a mentor who's also um a lecturer, not a lecturer. He's an acting executive dean. And I've got another one who is a lecturer, and then within the department, I have mentors and supervisors that I work with closely for me to grow within the industry so that I understand communications more, because I understand that this is not the end at the moment, but communications grows every now and then, and I need to understand the trends. I need to understand the digital world. So I've got mentors and supervisors for me to grow.
Are these formal mentors, or is just you building relationship and them
It's
understanding that you depend on their support?
I have formal mentors. Then the others is the relationship that I've built with them that we need to. Then I just need to gain that experience to grow within the department.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
In that context, so what advice do you give to other students that will follow on your path in as far as mentors are concerned?
They need to identify a mentor, or they need to identify mentors, somebody that they know they can look up to and require assistance from, uh, to understand the workplace, to understand their own self, so that they will make it out there. It shouldn't only be it's just a working relationship, then that's it. No, get a mentor, get somebody who will guide you when you're not sure of where you're going, but then they are able to bring you back to say, identify yourself, understand who you are. Then it's easier for them to guide you to the next level of where you want
Mm,
to go.
mm, mm. I get a sense that it's a very healthy environment you are in at the university
Mhm.
there. But how will you describe the culture, the work culture, and in that kind of environment without maybe giving specifics, but maybe just give us a little bit of a snippet of how do you see your work culture there to be like?
The most thing that makes, I'll say, my work environment exciting to create that culture within ourselves is team collaboration,
Mm,
uh, understanding. amongst each other, because I understand that communications is not a solo work. So for us to put out that communication, the whole team needs to sit down. The whole team needs to understand. You cannot rely on only one person, but the whole team for you to make it out there. So I'll say team collaboration is key in the workplace. So within, especially my field and the department that I'm working for, we are pushing team collaboration to the core, because that makes the team to unify, and we just work nicely to say, let's produce what is required from the team.
And how big is the team?
We are a team of about 15, 16 colleagues, inclusive of work integrated learning students. Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, this has been quite a phenomenal journey. You might not see that way because it's you, but listening to you, it sounds so perfect. What 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 could have gone wrong, or what are the things you are not telling us that you had to fight against to be where you are?
Okay, I think, well, most I'll say in the workplace, conflicts, we all go through conflicts, but if you can't handle them, then that becomes an issue. So within the department that I'm working for, or that I'm currently in, we yes, we human, you can step on me, but if you've hurt each other, sit down and talk.
Well, let's continue. I'm not going to finish this conversation without hearing from you in as far as your future aspirations are concerned, short term and long term. What are you working on?
Okay, currently I am in my final stages of my master's in public relations within VUT University of Technology. And I'll say, besides looking at managerial positions, I would like to take a 10. That's why I want to see myself now. I want to venture into academia.
Yeah.
I see myself as a lecturer sometime in 5, 6 years. For now, I just want to pursue my PhD.
Mm.
After my master's, I just want to pursue my PhD and then, get those programs that can assist me to understand lecturing, tutoring, and dealing with students so that I can share what I currently know with them and putting it back into academics in the
Mm.
near
And
future.
you are very well positioned there. You are at an academic institution, so
I am, yes, yes.
able. Yeah, beautiful. Now that is encouraging indeed.
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Beautiful. So very soon we will be talking to Dr. Moimane. Couple
Yes,
of years.
yeah. I really see myself as a doctor sometime, Doctor
Yeah.
Mimani. That's a calling. That's what I want to hear myself
Mm.
sharing from people when they call me Dr. Mimani, and I'll be like, yes, I am a Dr. Mimani.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful indeed. And I'm sure everybody else there will agree with me that you seem to have really fallen in love with this space in terms of the career choice. And I'm not surprised that you want to become an academic in the space of communications and public relations. So there's a great future there, and I'm really proud of you and the Valley University of Technology to have really made it easy for you to go for this career, which appeared to have just landed on your laps when you were there at Valley University, wondering what studies you were going to follow. But the universe had it all planned for you.
Yes, yes. And I just took the opportunity by both hands and I was like, I am doing this and I will continue doing it.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
I know that as a communication specialist, you had ignored yourself uh, for a while, but I want you to reflect on this conversation and let us know what is it exposing to yourself about yourself, and then of course I want you also to check out by sharing with us, maybe listing the top 5 factors that you think are in the positive about this wonderful institution called Valley University of Technology. What makes it what it is? Perhaps reflect first on what the conversation has confirmed for you, the aha moments and the takeaways. And then, of course, as the business ambassador of the Valley University of Technology, share with the listeners the top 5 things that make this university what it is.
Okay. The reflection of this conversation, it just opened a third eye for me that Nontobeko, you are doing something great. And you are still going to do more for
Mm,
yourself and for the young ones that are coming so that they understand the industry, so that they understand who they are within the industry. So it has just opened that eye for me to say, continue assisting them and they will learn more from you as an individual and as a professional. So I'll say this conversation has just gave me that platform to say, Nontobeko, go ahead. Nontobeko,
mm,
continue doing what you're doing. Somebody else is recognizing it. And I thank you for that. And
mm,
then the 5 keys that I'll say stand out for me within the Valley University of Technology is that we've got a vibrant student life. We offer dynamic and energetic student life that goes beyond academics. So
mm,
um, we're speaking of developing students with essential life skills such as leadership, teamwork, and time management that helps them to understand themselves when they're within the institution. We also offer integration of different cultures. We prepare students for a globalized world where cross-cultural communication and understanding are very crucial. So that helps the students to understand that all students need to feel valued and respected regardless of their background. We also offer student engagement activities that promote leadership development, that promote critical thinking, that promote practical skills that are essential for personal and their professional success. We also have a high number of employable graduates within the faculties of science, which is engineering and technology and information technology. That makes the students to say, I'll want to pursue such a career in those fields. We also have very affordable fees. That makes us one of those favorable because of the fees that we offer. So this contributes to social and economic upliftment by providing individuals from low-income backgrounds the chance to obtain quality education without incurring significant debt. That I can say stands out for me within the institution.
That sounds like a very powerful value proposition. Do you think this is much known out there, or is something that can be even promoted much more for students to know that these are qualities
I
that they will?
think we can promote it even more. It's something that we're also pushing, and we will continue pushing it for more students to understand and know what we do and what we offer within the institution.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
And in the biggest thing, I know I said we are ending, but I keep on wanting to talk more about this university. But at the national level, or even maybe the continental level, what role do you think the Valley University of Technology and other similar universities are playing out there in the society?
I think we're playing a huge role because now we offer, like within the institution, we have exchange student programs where we are saying students can now go and study for a certain period in other institutions internationally, and we also get some students. So we have those exchange programs internationally. So I think that opens that collaboration within the VUT and other institutions internationally that says, bring your students, let's exchange so that we understand different cultures. Let our students explore what is happening internationally and bring your students to understand what happens also in South Africa. So I think it plays a huge role. All institutions, I believe, they play a huge role in that space.
Wow. I see a serious business ambassador in the making here for the Valley University of Technology, self uh, developed by the university itself. Thank you so much for
Thank
such
you.
an inspiration. I think now I understand why Dr. Mletsani was insisting that we must have you on this show. She knew that you had something to share with the bigger stakeholder groups out there.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
And we have learned a lot from you. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we're gonna make this podcast available so that you can keep on sharing with many communities out there, because yes, we were talking to you, but I think we were empowering and educating other people and inspiring them to follow suit.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
And thank you for your time. Yeah, there we are. That was the Valley University of Technology Student Academic Development Support and Work Integrated Learning show live here at Commerza Radio Worldwide, brought via the Podbean Business platform. And as we indicated, the WIL program within the Valley University of Technology is offered by the Cooperative Education under the Center for Academic Development. The show takes place on a monthly basis. We normally hold it on the last Wednesday of the month, with the exception of today. We had to do it today because this program was supposed to happen last month, so we moved it today. This is with the exception of December month and January month, so don't miss it. We speak to internal stakeholders within the university and, of course, external stakeholders outside, so that are playing a role in advancing the objectives of the work integrated learning. This was Commercial Radio Worldwide, the mind, the journey, the destiny. We apply our mind to the journey that takes us to our destiny. Our shows are based on the principle we call the idea. We inform and entertain, develop and educate, empower and support, associate and network. That's the idea. My name is Sam Zima, and we look forward to see you at the end of this month. The last Wednesday of this month, we will be having another alumnus of the VAL University of Technology sharing their perspective and continue to inspire us. And that will be on the 30th of this month. It's a Wednesday, 1800 hours South Africa Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in. The podcast is available at insightsonlinepodcast.com, which you can also access at Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Samsung Podcasts, and many other platforms like iHeart, Listen Notes, Boomplay. So it is available all over. You cannot miss it. You can check our website, cometa-member.com or cometa-goc.com, and follow some of our programs. And of course, you know where to find the VAL University of Technology. Their website is very easy, vut.ac.za. And of course, ask for Nontobeko there in the communication space. It's called Accelerated Department. Am I right, Nonto?
It's called Advancement Department.
Accelerated Department.
Advancement.
Oh, what did I say? Advancement
Advancement Department.
Beautiful. Where in particular, which block do they come and look for you?
We are in the A block.
The A block.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye until we meet again.
Thank you. Goodbye.